In this part of the video, I'm going to go over all of the other HQs. Abaddon the Despoiler, we're going to start with you, buddy. 265 points. You get to make chosen Chaos Space Marines troops choices. So that makes you incredibly powerful. You are 265 points though, so that's incredibly expensive. But you are really strong and fun to field, and so I foresee myself bringing you in games because I have no problem bringing models that are like beefy and strong in, very elite. That would be a really elite army if you brought him with a bunch of chosen Chaos Space Marines. But can you imagine chosen like on objectives? Like that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over your abilities. You have Terminator armor, so we know what that is. Weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, initiative 6, 4 attacks, leadership 10, and these are your chaos artifacts that you have. They're classified as artifacts, whereas before I don't know what they were classified as. But your artifacts are the Drachnen and the Talon of Horus. All right, so let's turn to your page 57, and let's all learn exactly what that is. Okay, Abaddon. And the good thing about this thing in the back here that comes out is that I can put that right there and keep my spot, just like a bookmark. That's pretty sweet, huh? Let's see, is the mic still working? Yeah, it's still working. Okay. So let's talk about Drachnen, okay? This is strength +1. So your strength's already 4, so it's strength 5. AP 2, not bad. It's melee, demon weapon, and specialist weapon. So that's it's okay. Like that's your ability with 4 attacks, 5 on the charge. I mean that's okay. I would say it's a pretty decent. Actually no, it's 4 attacks plus your demon roll of D6. So it's a lot of attacks. So that has pretty well stayed the same as before, with the exception of I think it may have been more than just +1 before. I think it may have been double the strength. That could be possible. Could have been strength 8. Yeah. I don't remember because I didn't feel them a whole lot. So that's okay. All right. Let's talk about your Talon of Horus. What is that? Okay, so your Talon of Horus incorporates a combi bolter. In addition, Blood Angels have the hatred Abaddon special rule. So if you're fighting against Abaddon and you're a Blood Angel, that's a good thing for you. Not a good thing for Abaddon. And this is the stat on that. It's strength ×2. So that's good. All right, so so your strength 8. Your AP 3, that's decent, it's not bad. Melee, shred, and specialist weapon. So shred is re-rolling failed 2 wound rolls. Right? It's like having lightning claws. That's in the old version. And you also have Mark of Chaos Ascent, which means if he is included in as an HQ in your primary detachment, he must be the Warlord. He also has all 4 Marks of Chaos, and it just simply says that everything that's in his stat line is already included. And his Terminator armor save, his invulnerable save, is increased to a 4-up. So that's good. So he has 2-up regular save, 4-up invulnerable save. And he is Eternal Warrior. He is a champion of chaos, which means he can roll on Chaos Boon Table if he kills enemy characters. He is fearless. He's an independent character, which means you can attach him to a unit and soak up wounds, which is good. You can protect them longer. Veterans of the Long War, which adds 1 to your leadership, which is already included in the profile, giving him leadership 10, and Hatred Space Marines. So that's Abaddon. That's not bad. That's pretty good. He is your standard strong HQ that would pretty much just kill anything. Yeah, he'd kill a lot of stuff. So Abaddon's pretty sweet. Now, next, let's go on to Huron Blackheart, okay? Which, by the way, I've asked Nick at Worthy Painting to paint him up for me. He's painting a whole bunch of chaos stuff for me, and I'm going to get that in sometime in the future, and I'm going to show it off. I can't wait to get this chaos stuff. It's going to be so good looking. You think my Abaddon looks good? Which he is awesome because he was painted by Dan Twist, which is a 5-time Golden Demon winner. My other Chaos is going to be painted by the same guy.
Same guy?
Or guys. I don't know if Nick's going to choose for Dan Twist to paint the rest of my Chaos stuff, but if he does, I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain at all. So, Huron Blackheart. Let's look at his abilities. Page 58. Flip the page here. Okay. So he is, he's a Psyker Mastery Level 1. Okay, so he's a Psyker. If you like fielding Psykers, then Huron might be your guy. He is 160 points, so substantially less. He's got Power Armor. He's got a Power Axe, which, by the way, is AP4.
You wanted the Flamer, right? For the dragon?
Yeah, the Bale Storm Flayer, or Bale Flamer. Let's see what it's called. It's called the Bale Flamer. Yeah, because in a separate video, when I talk about the Helldrake, oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of Helldrakes, like a lot, because these guys are terrifying. Like, they are so much fun. I can't wait to field them. It's gonna be so much fun, Mel. Like, when you fight against me, you're gonna love it, because it's gonna be a bird in the sky making a lot of noise and causing things to burn with fire because of his Torrent Bale Flamer weapon that is Strength 6 AP3. It's fun. Anyway, Huron Blackheart. Fragrant, okay, hold on. I said Power Axe is AP4. That's wrong. I was thinking of Chain Axes. Chain Axes are AP4. And this is just a side thought, okay? Your Khorne Berserkers, it costs them 3 points a model to upgrade to a Chain Axe. Because they had Chain Axes before, they just counted as close combat weapons, right? But now, you can give them a Chain Axe. Their base is a close combat weapon, but you can give them Chain Axes, and that's AP4. So that means that you are killing a lot more guys in close combat. That makes you a lot better. Granted, it makes you a little bit more expensive, because you're, I think you're 19 points. You are 19 points plus your 3, which makes you 22. Let's see if I'm right. I think I'm right here. Khorne Berserkers. 19 points a model. That's right. Okay, so may take a Chain Axe for 3 points a model. Yes. Okay, so that would be, I would definitely do that. If you're bringing in Khorne Berserkers, you're planning on being in close combat, bring Chain Axes with them, because it just makes it so well worth it. Darn it. Yeah, so back to Huron Blackheart. He's got frag grenades, crack grenades, which grenades are much better now than they used to be, because not only do they have the ability that they used to have, they have additional abilities where you can actually use them in different circumstances where you couldn't before. He's got a Seagull of Corruption, which, if I'm not mistaken, gives you a 4-up invulnerable save, and we're going to look at that just to confirm. Seagull of Corruption. A model with the Seagull of Corruption gives you a 4-up invulnerable save. Yes. So, I mean, that's not bad, right? His Warlord trait, it's awesome because he actually has it built in, which is the Master of Deception. And let's double check this, but I believe the Master of Deception is D3, that many units gets Infiltrate. And that's exactly right. So before deployment, D3 units get Infiltrate. He automatically starts with that. That's a big deal because, in my humble opinion, that is the best Warlord trait in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. Yeah. So that is a big deal, especially if you're fielding close combat units like Khorne Berserkers, or like Warp Talons, or like Mauler Fiends, or just anything that can be close combat. Mutilators, you name it. If they have an Infiltrate, that makes them so much better. I would say that's a must. If you have a close combat army, take Huron Blackheart, because you will love it. Now, he's got the Haimadra, which is his combat familiar, and a combat familiar gives you +2 attacks at strength 4, AP nothing. And I am going to double check that because I don't want to be wrong. Strength 4, AP nothing melee attacks, 2 additional. Yes, there you go. And he doesn't get in the way of anything. The familiar, like you can actually model him on a separate base and he doesn't take up any room anywhere. You can actually not model him too if you wanted. That's what the Hymandra does. In addition, the Beast makes Huron a Psyker Mastery Level 1, granting him a randomly generated power as follows. At the beginning of each of your turns, roll a d3 on the table below. Then randomly generate one psychic power from that discipline as if you were rolling for a Mastery Level 1 Psyker, with the exception that you cannot swap to the Primaris power. The generated power may be used during that turn only. So, see, if you bring Huron Blackheart, be prepared to do a lot of referencing, because you're going to have to, first off, you do this at the beginning of each of your turns. You do this. You have to roll on this table, and then you have to choose a new ability, and then choose to use it if you want it. So, and you can choose from Biomancy, Pyromancy, and Divination. Now, we all have seen, if you saw part 2 of this, Biomancy, you know that it's a pretty good deal. So Pyromancy, it's fun. There's a lot of soul blazing happening in Pyromancy, and Divination, it's okay too. Now, Chaos Artifact. The Tyrant's Claw. The Tyrant's Claw has the profile below. It also incorporates a Heavy Flamer. So it's Strength +2, your Strength is 4. So Strength 6, AP 3, Melee, Armor Bane, Shred, Specialist Weapon. So he's got 3 attacks, and so that's what he has. He doesn't get anything additional because it's a Specialist Weapon. Armor Bane is 2d6 on armor penetration rolls, and I think that's all it is. Whether you're in close combat or shooting or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's what that does. So it's okay, right? Now for special rules, he's a Champion of Chaos. Be prepared to roll on that Chaos Boon table. He's fearless. He's an independent character. He's got Veterans of the Long War, Hatred, Space Marines. So not bad, right? So that's him. He's a little cheaper, and he's exactly worth his points. I would say he's exactly worth his points. Yeah. Okay, now let's go on to Kharn the Betrayer. Let's go back here. Note that if you bring Kharn, which is right here, that's Kharn, you can bring Khorne Berserkers as troop choices. Okay? Now, to go over everything. He's got power armor. He's got a plasma pistol. He's got frag grenades and crack grenades. And he has the Aura of Dark Glory.
Dark Glory.
Aura of Dark Glory is a 5-up invulnerable save. Let's double check that. Yes, that's exactly what that is. So that's good. He's got an invulnerable save. That's useful. Warlord trait is, see if you can get it. Guess it. What's his warlord trait?
Warlord trait is... That doesn't help me.
That was a hint. Hatred Incarnate.
Hatred Incarnate.
Yeah. Now, the difference between that and the Veterans of the Long War special rule is that Veterans of the Long War is Hatred Space Marines. Hatred Incarnate is hatred in general. So you hate everything when you're Kharn. That's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So it's not bad. Kharn is, oh, he's one of my heroes because he hates things. That just sounds stupid. What is that? Let me see. Yeah, I'm like, what is that? Yeah, that's a Helldrake in front of me that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good job, sis.
So you want me, please?
All right, not yet. Unless you need to finish the assembly. Do you need to?
I don't know, I'm just following instructions here.
Okay, whatever you want, yeah. No, that's cool.
I'll skip it.
Yeah, all good. Okay, let's continue. Special rules. He's a Champion of Chaos. Okay, Chaos Boon. He's fearless. He's got Furious Charge, which is +1 strength. Not initiative anymore, just a +1 strength. He's an independent character. He's got the Mark of Khorne, which gives him rage and counterattack. And rage right now is +2 to your attacks when charging, unless you do a disordered charge, which is basically multi-assault, or your counter attack, which is getting +1 attack when you're being charged. So that's pretty sweet. And he's got Veterans of the Long War as well. And I think the reason why he has that, in addition to his Hatred Incarnate, is because it adds 1 to his leadership, which is included in the profile, which is leadership 10. So his stat line is as follows. He's weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength 5, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, and 3 up. Now let's talk about the Betrayer. Okay, let's see what this is. It would be a special rule, I guess. When rolling to hit with Kharn's melee attacks, any unmodified rolls of a 1 are not discarded. So this is the same as how it used to be, for those of us who knew how Kharn worked. Instead, they automatically hit a friendly model, but not Kharn, locked in the same combat. Randomly determine, for each roll of a 1, which model is hit, from those within 6 inches of Kharn. If there are no viable targets in range, these attacks are discarded. So, yeah, he hits his own guys if he rolls 1s. That's, he should be in a group of Khorne Berserkers. That's what I meant to say, yeah. That's what he should be with. So, then another special ability, a Blessing of the Blood God. Kharn and his unit always pass their Deny the Witch rolls on a 2+. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. That's better than having Adamantium Will. Like that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. In addition, if Kharn suffers an unsaved wound from a force weapon, that weapon cannot inflict instant death on him, because that's how cool Kharn is. Now, Gorechild. Kharn's melee attacks always hit on a 2+. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. So he's hitting on 3s, okay, and he's wounding on 2s. So yeah. But the thing is, he's hitting on 3s, but if he rolls a 1, then he hits his own guys. Yeah, and his Gorechild is AP2, so goodbye anything that's hit with it. And it's Armor Bane, so +2 to armor penetration rolls. Ahriman, let's talk about Ahriman, okay? Ahriman, see, actually, hold on. I'll tell you how many points Kharn the Betrayer is first. He's 160. He's the same as Huron blackheart. Ahriman, 230. Jumped right back up because Ahriman has a lot of abilities, and he's like showing off because he thinks he's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I just said?
Ahriman thinks it's a big deal?
Yeah. Okay. So, War Gear. Let's go over his stats first. He's Weapon Skill 5, Ballistic Skill 5, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 3 wounds, Initiative 5, 3 attacks, Leadership 10, 3+. So, War Gear, Power Armor, pretty basic. Bolt Pistol, Frag and Crack Grenades, Aura of Dark Glory, which is a 5-up invulnerable save. Infernal Bolts, which are bolter bullets, resolved at AP3. That has stayed the same. His Warlord trait is Master of Deception. D3 units get Infiltrate. Special rules. He's a Champion of Chaos. Roll in a Chaos boon, kill a character. He's Fearless. He's an independent character. He's got the Mark of Tzeentch, which improves his invulnerable save by 1. So he's got the Aura of Dark Glory, which is a 5-up invulnerable. So now he's a 4-up invulnerable save. He's a Psyker, Mastery level 4. That's good. He's got 4 abilities, so that's pretty darn good. And he's got Veterans of the Long War, Hatred, Space Marines. That's what that is. Psyker. Ahriman generates his powers from the Biomancy, Pyromancy, Telepathy, and Tzeentch disciplines. And the rule is, if you have a Mark of Chaos, you have to, and you're a sorcerer, you have to generate at least 1 of those psychic powers from your prospective Chaos God psychic abilities. All right, so he has to do at least 1 from the discipline of Tzeentch. So, yeah, that's what he does. Now let's talk about his, so this is what I would do. I would do 1 from Tzeentch and 3 from Biomancy. That's what I would do. Okay, so Biomancy is the way to go for anything. Now, if you want to have some fun, just toy around with the other stuff, you know, be my guest. But for like absolute potency, do Biomancy. That's your ability, that's your psychic discipline of choice in the Chaos Space Marine Army, okay? All right, so anything that's got Biomancy. Like the other stuff is good too, don't get me wrong. But that stuff, to me, is just the most fun because it does a lot of awesome stuff. All right. Chaos artifact is the Black Staff of Ahriman. So, the Black Staff has a profile below. It allows Ahriman to manifest up to 3 Witchfire powers in the same shooting phase, provided he has enough warp charge points. So, that's a big deal, right? Because you're only allowed to do like 1 type of psychic ability. Even if you have multiples, you can only do the one. But 3 Witchfire, like that's like 3 psychic shooting attacks. Like it's good. So this is the stats on the Staff of Ahriman. It's strength +2, so it's strength 6, AP 4, melee, force. So he's got a force weapon. Strength 6, force weapon. Although it's AP 4, it's not the best. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. Is he worth 230 points? Is he now? I would say yes, because he gets the roll on his table to see what psychic abilities he gets.
Yeah.
And so that biomancy just totally makes up for that. Totally. Absolutely. But he can be instant killed, so you gotta be careful. He's only got 3 wounds and he's toughness 4, so he's kind of squishy. I say that everything's relative. Like, he's a Chaos Space Marine HQ. He's not squishy, he's tough. He's an elite. But compared to other things, like monstrous creatures, and things that have Eternal Warrior, he's squishy. Typhus, your turn. Your turn, Typhus. Do you want to see Typhus? He's 230 points, the same as Ahriman. And, as I said before, I don't have Typhus. Worthy Painting is going to paint up Typhus for me, and I'm going to love it. He makes Plague Marine's troop choices. He's got Terminator armor and Blight grenades. Blight grenades are defensive grenades, so when things charge me, they get -1 attack. That's pretty sweet. His Warlord his trait is the Lord of Terror, which, if I'm not mistaken, gives him the Fear special rule. We will double check that. Lord of Terror, Fear special rule, yes. Isn't that great? You know, attacking at initiative 1, yeah. or at weapon skill 1 rather, not initiative 1. I mean, it's big. It's a big deal, but it's not the biggest deal. All right. So special rules. Champion of Chaos. We should all know what that is by now if we've been watching this video so far. Fearless. Feel no pain. Independent character. Mark of Nurgle, which is +1 toughness, which is included in the stats. He's toughness 5. He's a Psyker, mastery level 2. Veterans of the Long War, which we should all know what it means now. The Destroyer Hive, let's read this. Once per game, in any assault phase, Typhus can unleash the Destroyer Hive instead of attacking. At the start of Typhus's initiative step, which is initiative 5, place a large blast marker with the hole centered over Typhus. Okay, so let's say this is the same base as Typhus. Let's use this sorcerer here. Let's say that's Typhus. Okay, large blast over him. Okay, let's say he's in base to base with a whole bunch of other guys here. So let's try to picture this if we can. Okay, so large blast over him, everything's covered. And this does not scatter, so that's good. All units, friends and foe, suffer a number of hits equal to the number of models from their unit that are at least partially under the large blast marker. Okay, so that's a lot. So against hordes, this would be fun. That's at his initiative step though. So if you're like charging in, then it'd be like the guys that are like in front of you immediately. And this covers guys that are friend and foe, so keep that in mind too. These hits are resolved at strength 4 AP2 and have the ignores cover special rule. Do not count Typhus when working out how many hits are caused. Wounds from this attack cannot be allocated to Typhus. Okay, so this is what I would suggest. If Typhus is in a group of Plague Marines, let's say, and you guys are charging into an assault, the turn in which you plan on assaulting, in the movement phase, detach him from the unit. Okay? That's my advice. That's what I advise, because then when you do this and you do your Destroyer Hive, although it says once per game, you're going to probably want to do it when you charge something, because you may not be able to use it again. So when I have abilities, if I have the choice between waiting for the perfect time to use it or just using it in general, I like to use it in general, because there's a chance I'll be killed and not use it at all. I'd rather that than that chance that I get it at the perfect time that makes it better, but you may not even get it. So. You understand that logic? Do you agree?
I guess so.
Yes, you agree? Okay. So separately, move him separately. He's now detached, independent character detached from the unit. He attacks first. Then do your other units. Okay. That way, that large blast may not get them, and that's great, right? Or you could even attack separate units, or you could just not even care because if you're attacking with Plague Marines, they have feel no pain, and so if you're willing to just, you know, it depends what you're fighting too. If you're fighting a bunch of Terminators, since it is AP2, then that's great. Right? Or if you're attacking something in cover, since it ignores cover, then that's great too. So that's what I would suggest for that. I can move these guys back here. Now, this is the other cool thing, all right? This is new to the 6th edition Chaos Space Marine Codex. He's got this thing called Plague Zombies. Any Chaos Cultist units, see Army List on page 95, so you have to look at that there if you have the Codex, in the same army as Typhus, can be nominated as Plague Zombies. Plague Zombies are Chaos Cultists that have the fearless, feel no pain, and slow and purposeful special rules, and cannot purchase options. They are armed with a single close combat weapon. Any guns are used strictly for the purposes of clubbing their victims to death. That's pretty cool. I mean, cultists are incredibly cheap. It's 50 points for 10 guys, that's including one Chaos Champion, and it's 4 points per model for any additional guys, and you can add up to 25 guys to your 10. So they are incredibly cheap, and for a large block of guys to have feel no pain and to be fearless, yeah, that's big. That's a big deal. So that would be fun to do that. Plague Zombies, be fun to try. Definitely bring cultists if you're bringing Typhus. So if you're bringing Typhus, you're going to definitely need Plague Marines because they count as troops. And you're going to definitely want to bring cultists because you can make them into Plague Zombies and they have feel no pain and they're fearless. And that's a big deal too because Chaos Cultists, their leadership is 7.
Yeah.
Right? Like that sucks. The champion's 8. I say champion, that's what they used to be called, the Chaos, whatever. The leader in the group. So that's Typhus in a nutshell, all right? Typhus, he's good. I would bring him. When I get him, I will bring him because it'll just be fun. Lucius, the Eternal. Okay? I don't have a model here to represent him.
Poop.
Is Worthy painting them as well? I don't remember. But if they are, I'm looking forward to it. And I will definitely field them when I get him. But let's just use this Chaos Lord Kharn, the Relentless, from the Dark Vengeance set to represent him. Lucius the Eternal is 165 points, okay? And any unit that includes him makes Noise Marines troops choices. And let's turn to his page, which is page 62. Lucius the Eternal. War gear is a Doom Siren, which is a special Slanesh weapon. Okay, so page 65, we're going to go to the Armory, the Forbidden Armory, and we're going to look exactly what that is. A Doom Siren. Okay, it's a template weapon, Strength 5, AP 3, Assault 1. That's a Doom Siren. Okay, he's got a Power Sword, which is the strength of the user, and it's AP 3. Frag Grenades, Crack Grenades. His special rules is he's a champion of chaos. He's got Fearless. He's an independent character. He's got the Marcus Slanesh, which is +1 to initiative, included in his profile, giving him initiative 6. And he's got Veterans of the Long War. His stat line is as follows. Weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength 4, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 6, 3 attacks, leadership 10. So that's, he's pretty good. Like, how many points is he here? Lucius the Eternal is 165 points. Okay, so he's a pretty beefy guy. Now, he's got some awesome abilities here. Okay, watch this. Duelists Pride. I'll say that in one solid, fluid word to make it not so confusing. Duelist Pride.
Duelist Pride.
Yeah. While Lucius is in a challenge, his attack's characteristic is equal to the weapon skill of his opponent. That's fun. That is fun. Yeah. Because you got 3 attacks, right? But if your weapon skill 5, he's got 5 attacks. Like it's just fun. Okay, it's just a fun thing.
Fun.
Now, let's look at his chaos artifacts, because he's got some. He's got some chaos artifacts. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot the chaos artifacts for Typhus. He's got Man Reaper, which is +2 to his strength. This is strength 6, AP 2. It's a demon weapon, it's force, and it's unwieldy. Unwieldy means that he attacks at initiative 1. Force, we know what that is, and a demon weapon, we know that it adds d6 to his attacks, which means it's 3 plus d6, which is actually really good. So, Man Reaper is pretty sweet. I like the fact that it's a force weapon. Okay, chaos artifacts on Lucius the Eternal. Armor of Shrieking Souls. This armor grants Lucius a 3+ armor save and a 5+ invulnerable save. For each armor save or invulnerable save Lucius passes during a fight subphase, the unit or model, if he is in a challenge, that caused the wound immediately suffers a strength 4 AP2 hit with ignores cover special rule. Oh man. You know how fun that is?
Big time.
Yeah, that's a armor of Shrieking Souls. It's like, how dare you attack me? Now I attack you back. Just from you attacking me. Yeah. That's for every armor save or invulnerable save that he passes, though. So you gotta make sure you kill him. Otherwise, that will happen. Yeah, and he can be instant killed because he is he's toughness 4. So I mean he's squishy in that respect.
Squishy.
He's got this Lash of Torment as well. This is his other chaos artifact. The Lash of Torment reduces the attacks of any model in base contact with Lucius by 1 to a minimum of 1. In addition, all of Lucius's close combat attacks have the Shred special rule. You re-roll your fail to wound rolls with that. Yeah. I just like to repeat it. It's repetition, right? We will learn. It'll be in our minds. I also say it for my own personal benefit so that it'll be reinforced in my own mind because I don't like making mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. Mistakes aren't good. You know, the more I say it, the more I learn it, the more we all learn it. So he actually seems like he'd be pretty good, especially in close combat. I like that he's an independent character. I can attach him to a squad of anything, really. Doesn't matter what kind of unit it is. And he can soak up wounds there in order for me to get him in close combat. He's got leadership 10, so that's really good. Like, he's not bad. Now let's talk about the last guy. Fabius Bile, 165 points. Same amount of points as Lucius the Eternal. Okay, now this is something important that you need to know as well. These guys, you're not able to give them any special issue war gear or any additional chaos artifacts or chaos rewards or anything like that. What they come with, and you can't add on to them. They're named characters. They're unique. It says unique in brackets.
Unique.
Yeah, so they come how they come, all right? So Fabius Bile. This is his stat line. Weapon skill 5, bliss skill 4, strength 5, toughness 4. We've got a 5-4, 5-4 happening here. Okay, it's easy to remember. You're looking at a guy with a beard, and not me. Yeah, some guy in the hallway who's just staring at you. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I'm staring at you.
Oh, you are? You're staring at me.
That would be creepy.
Yeah. Staring at me is not creepy. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. 3 wounds, initiative 4, 5 attacks. That's a good number of attacks. I got to sit up straight here. Yeah. Make sure we don't get back problems. So, yeah. Leadership 10, 3 up save. So let's talk about his war gear. He's got power armor, pretty straightforward. Bolt pistol, frag grenades, crack grenades. Special rules. He's a champion of chaos. All my guys, all the HQs, they're all champions of chaos. Just so you know. He's fearless. He's an independent character, and he's got veterans of the Long War. Enhanced warriors. Same ability as in the other codex. Let's see what it does now. Okay. 1 Chaos Space Marine unit in the same army as Fabius Bile can be nominated as Enhanced Warriors. That unit has, it says nominated, so I think that I just choose.
Okay.
I nominate this.
I nominate you.
I don't randomly choose, I nominate, so I get to actually choose it, okay? That unit has the Fearless special rule and +1 strength for the entire game. Of course, what fate befalls them after the battle is anyone's guess. Okay, So Enhanced Warriors is actually much better than it used to be, because before it was like you rolled on a table and the one result wasn't great, right? And the other result was, yes, it was good, and then there was another result where it was like double the amount that you wanted it to be, but at the end of each turn you like lost a guy from the unit, and so this is a lot more solid and consistent. Your Enhanced Warriors is good. So +1 strength in Fearless, that's pretty good. I mean, like, let's just take a look at for a second here, let's take a look at the Chaos Chosen. All right. Okay, Chaos Chosen. Elite's Chosen, okay, so yeah, they are not fearless. So if you want to bring Chosen in your army as like whatever, they could be troops or elites. If they're troops, you have to bring Abaddon, but if not, if you want to bring them as elites and you want them to be fearless and +1 strength and you build them for close combat, then if you bring, come on, Rod of Torment, Needler, what's his name? Come on, Fabius Bile, there you go. Then it's not a bad thing, because he's Chosen have this option to buy the Icon of Vengeance, which makes them fearless, but it's 25 points, right? Or you can just bring Fabius Bile and you can make them fearless. But that's only one unit, right? One unit does that. Yeah. Okay. The Chirurgian. Okay, this is his Chaos artifact. The Chirurgian, and you forgive me if I'm completely butchering the name of this, gives Fabius Bile 2 attacks and +2 attacks and +1 strength in the Feel No Pain special rule. So this is all included in his profile. So that's why he has 5 attacks. And he has 5 strength. Feel No Pain, that's also not bad. Okay, because he's toughness 4, he's not Eternal Warrior. He's got 3 wounds, so he can be instant killed. Rod of Torment. Strength is user, so he's strength 5, melee, instant death. So his Rod of Torment inflicts instant death. So that's good. I like that. Okay, I really like it. Cyclos Needler. 18-inch range, strength 1, AP 6, assault 3, poison 2+. So, yeah, that's not bad. It's kind of odd that you can have such an awesomely poisoned weapon being 2+, but its strength being incredibly low and its AP being incredibly high. Like AP 6, like what are we assaulting here? Orcs?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that actually.
Yeah, it's just a funny thing. I think that's purely for fluff reasons, is to include that. So he is the last of the unique HQ characters in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. Okay.